Welcome to Antidote to Anxiety, number 13, Soul Shower. It's very interesting how these different antidotes come to me. The whole series was begun because a client of mine was experiencing severe anxiety. And now what I'm finding is people that I'm just talking to on a day-to-day basis also share that they're in anxiety as well. Oh my goodness, we're in chaos right now on the planet, and everyone's feeling it. Recently, I had the opportunity to meet a new colleague, Jade Osilla, who is the Suicide Prevention Program Manager at Oregon Health Sciences University, a large teaching hospital here in Portland, Oregon. And so Jade's job is to be a peer support to those healthcare workers who are having suicidal thoughts or have lost someone to suicide. So she reached out to me to say, I want to start a support group for those bereaved by suicide. And I happen to be the person that does the training of suicide bereavement support facilitators for our sbsnorthwest.org organization. So people can go online or they can meet in person when they have experienced the death of someone close to them of suicide. You see, this grief is very, very complex. And one of the things it does is it creates anxiety. So Jade wanted to broaden the base of this organization, which was just created in March of 2023, and provide something for the healthcare workers there at OHSU. So we had a wonderful getting to know you session. And one of the things I said to Jade was, how do you take care of yourself? And she shared that she loves to read. She's in the Multnomah County Library summer reading program, and there's 25 books, and you keep track of the ones you read on a bingo card. And her goal for the end of the summer is to have a blackout of her bingo card. And then she asked me what I do. And I said, every morning I begin my day with a spiritual practice. I read to get my mind centered, do breathing and stretching exercises so that my body is here in the present moment. And then when I either get into the shower or go out and take a walk, I do a soul shower. And she said, Georgena, what in the world is that? So before I explain this tool to you, we're going to pause. And we're going to check in just like we do for every single video. And I'm going to ask you right now, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being high and 1 being low, how's your anxiety in this moment? See, in just a simple in and out breath, you've got that number. All right, now, knowing this is where you're at in this moment with your anxiety, and for many of you, it's probably very low, which is a really great thing, because now as you listen to this tool, you can begin to practice it so it's embodied. And when worry, doubt, fear, anxiety come up, you can go right to the tool and move in as to it, so it can be a support to you in the midst of your anxiety that may be a 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is what I explained to Jade. What I said is, over time, years actually, of being in the church, exploring spirituality, knowing that there is something within me that is greater than me, and it is all around me, Some people call it God, spirit, infinite intelligence. I don't care what you call it. It's that thing that keeps the stars in the sky and keeps the planet spinning and keeps us as individuals expressing our unique gifts in the world. So that part of me, I know as infinite intelligence. It's perfect. But there's another aspect of me connected to that that's my soul. And it came in this lifetime to this graduate school that we all know as Earth to learn lessons. And then there's that part of me that's always in worry, doubt, and fear and anxiety on and off. And I call that the small self. So if we look at three parts of ourselves, we've got the small self, that's the ego, edging good out, as Wayne Dyer would say. That's the one that's always in worry, doubt, and fear. We've got the soul lessons that we came in with, and those are those patterns that have become our prisons. Those are our growing edges. And then there is that part of ourself, that divine self, that true nature that is love, that is oneness, that's in connection, and never in worry, doubt, and fear, or separation. So I said to Jade, when I'm showering in the morning, I will identify a part of me that I know, one of my growing edges. And I will say, as I'm washing my body, I bless you and I release you. I'm going to get very vulnerable and share two of mine with you. The first one I'm going to share is my caregiver pleaser self. I learned to do this as a little girl to bring ease and harmony into the family when there was discord. And I also learned to be a pleaser and a caregiver so people would love me and say, oh, what a good girl you were, Georgena. So as I become more and more aware of the opportunities to be a caregiver, I am choosing to not do that. Recently, I was on a trip to Spain, a business trip, and it was absolutely wonderful because I had many opportunities to step into that caregiver role, which was not mine to do. Because what I've learned is when we want to fix someone, when we want to give someone, when it's none of our business, when we haven't been asked, that's disempowering them. So whenever that opportunity came up on the trip, I simply said to that precious part of me, my soul self, I bless this opportunity to jump in as a caregiver, and I release it. Over and over again on the trip, I did that. So I shared that with Jade, and I said, sometimes I will do this in the shower, or sometimes I'll do it when I'm out on my walk, and I feel the forest bathing, that energy of the trees showering me. So whenever the thought comes up that I need to take care of someone, I need to rescue them, I need to do something for somebody else, when I really should come back and do the things that are on my list, I simply say, I bless you, I release you. I'll do this in the shower, or I'll do this as I'm walking in nature. The second growing edge I want to share with you that I have had for years and years and years is being a giver. I love to give to people. It was one of the family values we had. However, when we are giving, we're in control. Stop and think about that. Giving and receiving are two sides of the same coin. When we're giving to someone, We're showering them with gifts, with our time, with our attention, with our presence. We're the ones that are in control of how that's delivered. When we're in receiving, then we're in vulnerability. We're in a place where we can simply take something in and say thank you. We don't have to give anything back. So my growing edge in this entire lifetime, one of my soul's contracts to heal, is to bring into balance giving and receiving. So I shared that with Jade, that in the mornings, in the shower, when thoughts come to mind of, oh, I need to do this for this, and this person, I'll really stop. I'll let the water just run over me. And then I'll say, oh, I bless you and I release you. Because in this lifetime, I'm learning to balance giving and receiving. So in this moment, how is a soul shower practice landing for you? Make a note in the space below this video, please, if you would do that, or send an email to me at georgena@georgenagrace.com. And now check in and notice on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being low and 10 being high. How's your anxiety in this moment? Is it higher, lower, about the same as when we started the video? Thanks so much for your time, your attention, your curiosity, and your willingness to check out this tool and see if it works for you to heal those patterns that have become your prisons, to be more and more aware of your growing edges, and be self-compassionate. Thanks so much. I'll see you again soon.